In corporate finance, there are two main functions. The first is M&A advisory, and the second is capital raising. In this section, we're going to focus on capital raising or underwriting from the banker's perspective. So on the M&A side, there's negotiation, structuring, and valuation associated with a deal, and this could be on the advisory side as an investment bank or a transaction advisor, or in-house in corporate development. And similarly on the capital raising side. This includes IPOs or follow-on offerings, but jobs exist on the sell side with the investment banks providing advisory services, and also on the corporate side with corporate development groups being very involved in these processes. And then finally, at the accounting firms providing support services for these types of transactions. There are three main components of advisory services. The first is the planning phase. Second is assessing timing and demand for the issue. And third is the issue structure. So in the planning phase, it's important to identify the themes, understand the rationale for the investment, get a preliminary view of investor demand or interest in this type of an offering. On the timing or demand side, it's time to think about what are the market conditions like right now? Is it a hot or a cold market? What is the investor appetite or risk level in the market right now and investor experience? And finally, when we get into structuring, is it going to be domestic or international? Is it going to be retail or institutional? And it's time to start thinking about actually selling the deal. There are three types of underwriting commitments or offerings. The first is a firm commitment. Second is a best efforts. And third is all or none. In a firm commitment, the underwriter buys the entire issue and is responsible for any unsold shares. A best efforts basis is the most common, which is a marketed deal where the underwriter agrees to issue the securities but does not make any promise about how that deal will be performing or how much of it is sold. And finally, all or none. In an all or none transaction, the entire issue has to be sold or the whole deal is pulled. So in summary, there are three main stages of the underwriting or capital raising process and three types of underwriting commitments: firm commitments, best efforts or marketed, and finally all or none. A best effort or marketed deal is the most common.